Do you wonder? Yes, I do. No, really. Do you wonder if the great writers spent a lot of time thinking about how are they going to start their novel, essay, story? Here's Leo Tolstoy. He begins Anna Karenina with these lines. All happy families resemble one another. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. I was going to say, we need to make another trip to the Rainbow Pub and Grill. It's the only place we can conjure up our friends, the fantastical, and perhaps Albert Camus too. And so we arrive a bit later than scheduled. It was my first time navigating through this wormhole. Mind your head as you exit, please. There seems to be a gathering of sorts, a program going on. We see Monsieur Camus. He's addressing this audience. The irony. It was as if they were discussing Tolstoy's Anna Karenina. Albert Camus speaking now. He says, true love is exceptional. 2 or 3 times a century, more or less. Other times there's boredom or vanity. All right, we got to find out what's going on here. And it was as if this man standing in front of me could read my thoughts. He turns around and whispers, suicide. This is a counseling session. Now it makes sense. All these people. I see parents with grown-up kids, friends holding hands. There was middle-aged and old people too. I see a woman of nobility, right hand raised. She is there with her husband. Kids in their early 20s. One of them's a boy. I didn't ask to be born. Why did you guys have me? This is the question the young adult had put to the parents. He's having a little difficulty, recovering from a disappointment. All of us go through it. More during our younger days. The gift of life, says Monsieur Camus, looking directly at his interlocutor, the young lad. He says, reproduction, biology, it's only half the story. We have to consider the existential too. Can't say too much for fear you would ask for proof. Some existential theories might go that we have waited so long for this opportunity. There was anticipation, patience, then impatience, and hope. Hope kept it alive. And when finally it becomes your turn, you're sent in through any available portal, entry point, a human body that will continue your heartbeat. That is to say, if you were not born to this set of parents, well then, the arrival time is not negotiable. And then we live for a finite amount of time before we have to go back. The waiting begins all over again for millennia. The story of Anna Karenina, as you probably know, ends in suicide. She thought she had found the one true love. They had found each other. And she's unable to resist. The act of suicide is a confession that this life is too much for you, and you do not understand. Monsieur Camus continues with the discussion. This collision between the happiness and the absurd. They're like the two suns of the same earth. They are inseparable. I too am of the understanding that the main purpose, the objective of the myth of Sisyphus, this rendering by Albert Camus, is to delegitimize this idea and the act of suicide. It has no merit, no validity, and it's not a logical decision. I don't think he's really trying to convince you, but he's making the case. He's asking the question, says it's the most urgent of all questions, whether we believe if life is or is not worth living. All of the other questions, they are idle considerations. Whether we live on a spherical planet, which we experience as flat Earth, and this planet is orbiting around a mediocre star, which is only one of trillions in the galaxy, and that our galaxy itself is part of a bigger galaxy, and so on. He says these are games. They're a matter of profound indifference. But have we the time to become indignant? Absolutely not. Those questions are important, but you must answer. And I'll come quickly to the ending here, fast as I can. The story of the stranger and the myth of Sisyphus. These two works. Two streams of the same river. To Art Marceau, the power of his life had been taken away from him. And in the myth of Sisyphus, we are dealing with the idea of suicide. They complete each other as a pair, a couple. Two columns holding up his body of work, we had said. Together, they contain this handbook for anybody looking for the meaning of life, or perhaps even considering suicide. What can you say? Before there was darkness, now there's light. Only light.